Hey everybody, so today we're going to work on the snake rack a little bit more. We got all our pieces cut, so today before I put the back on and so forth, we're going to actually wire up the heat tape. So I got all my parts here. I picked up all this stuff from Reptile Basics, and I'm going to go ahead and wire up my heat tape. What I need to do is cut these to size, and then I'm going to wire in the power cord to the top, and then as I go down I'm going to put jumper wires from one level to the next level on our rack, and then I'll check the continuity to make sure I got a good connection on everything. Once I get all that done, it should be ready to plug and play. I have a thermostat at the house already that we'll plug this into so that we can control the temperature and so forth. But that's what we're going to be doing in this part of the video. This is quite a long video on this build, so we'll probably break it up into more than one section. But today we're going to work on the wiring. Actually, we're going to try to get the whole thing completed today, but we're going to go ahead and do the wiring on the heat tape and everything today. So first thing we gotta do is I want to cut some strips that are actually going to be the size of the shelf themselves. So, and that's 36 inches long. I'm actually going to take it over to the rack itself and lay it in there and get me a measurement to more accurately mark it and then cut it. So I got the back cut ready to install, and what I did is I mark it and put 3 screw holes in each level for the rack itself. So when we put the back on, we'll go ahead and screw it into the shelf itself, and that way it kind of keep the shelves from trying to sag or anything like that. I just cut these as kind of little dividers to put in there if necessary. I'm not sure I'm going to use them or not, but for right now I'm going to pull them all out. And that way if I wanted to put a longer tub in here, we could. So I'm not going to install these permanently, but if I want to, the way we designed it is for 2 tubs side by side, so this could actually go in between the 2 tubs if necessary. So we'll pull all those out. I'm going to do is I'm going to need to drill a hole in the back right about in here to where I'll put the power cord through, so I'll do that in a little bit, but I just want to go ahead and get like a measurement. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but what we have is I've cut a groove in the shelf itself, so the tubs won't set actually right on the heat tape. The heat tape sets down this little groove, and if you notice, this little groove right here comes down here, and that's where I'll run my wiring from one level to the next. So I'll tap into each one from one level to the next. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get a measurement and cut each piece of heat tape and then start wiring it together. Okay, now that we have all 6 of these heat strips cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wiring. I'll go ahead and wire the first one, and then it'll be a little bit more tricky once I get in here having to wire them, because I'm going to have to run the wire down through each shelf, so I'm going to have to do it in here. But we'll go ahead and wire the first main connector. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just take this hole punch, and about a 1/4 inch in on both of these copper strips, we're going to poke a little hole.
And then when he pokes a hole, he's gonna start wiring it. Let me get this piece off right here.
Yeah, you can.
Got it.
Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and slide. This will separate. This could take a little doing to get it, but it will separate, and when it separates, you can slide these pieces in between the plastic and the copper strip. So,
Let me help.
if I got it.
You got it?
There. And what you're going to do is you're going to line up the hole. Take this tall one. Through the bottom. Other one on top. And I don't have the exact crimping pliers that they use, but I do have these that I use for some other stuff, and they will work. I just have to work it a little bit to get it to work on there good. There, it's crimped in there. What you want to do when you move it, this rivet should not move or spin at all, and that will give you your good connection. And just repeat for the other side. And there you go, it's a connection there. So maybe pull that apart a little bit more just so it doesn't bow up. And then they give you these insulators to put over top of it. So what you do is you put the insulator on. What I want to do is I want to cover all that exposed metal there with the insulator itself, just to prevent any shock hazard. So one on there. One on there, and that's basically how it will look. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut our own wire from here on out to loop from one shelf to another. So I'll go ahead and start getting some of the wires cut and everything. So this is kind of just to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. As you can see, I got one piece of heat tape going across there. I got it wired coming down through here to the next one across, and then I'm gonna wire it to the next one, and then that's kind of the way we're gonna do it all the way down. So it's long, tedious, just cutting the wires, crimping them and everything else. And as you can see, this is the back of the cabinet, and then they'll slide, tubs will slide right over top. So we'll have tubs like that. If we decide we need to, we can slide these little dividers in between the tubs. You know, we want to divide the snakes up or something like that. We can do something like that. So, but anyway, that's what we're doing on wiring, and 4 more shelves to go, and we'll be finished with all the heat tape. And I'm using 4-inch heat tape, 12 gauge wire, and this here is the plug. Of course, it's going to go into the thermostat, which will set on top. But that's just to give you an idea what we're doing without being long and tedious and showing each step as we go. Okay, so that was kind of tedious, but we finally got all the wiring of the heat mats done. Let me show you how we did it. Of course, this is the power here, comes up to the top one, and then we ran across, and then I cut a groove in the side. So basically what we're doing is we're just connecting them just like that, come down all the way down to the bottom. And then on this last one, when you get down to the end, put the protective electrical type tape on the end of them, because there is a current in there, so you want to make sure that that's sealed off. And then we stapled all the heat mat down, making sure that we stapled in between the black bars on the heat tape. I did use it with the copper towards the top. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the back on it. I did cut a hole here and here. That one the power cord will go out of, and then I cut a hole right down here in the center of the back, and that is where the probe is going to go through. And then I pre-drilled all the holes for the screws that are going to go in the back as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the back on, and that will make it pretty much complete. Alright everybody, this is the finished rack. I got it here at the house now. It's quite heavier than I thought it was going to be. All that 3/4 PVC construction. All the tubs are empty except a couple. We have this one here, which is Brita. She's a chocolate Mojave. And you see her back in here. She actually looks like she's getting ready to go in the shed. And then I also have Shanza, who is a banana, who always hides under her water bowl. So she's down in there. We'll just leave her alone right now. She just shed a little bit ago. And then next we'll be doing is a rack for some of the juvenile snakes and so forth. I got several in here. These are my daughter's Western hognose snakes. So some more builds to come, but that's the finished product on our 12 tub snake rack. Okay everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any suggestions, maybe something I could have done differently to make it better, or any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and you know, we'll answer back, or anytime you got a suggestion to help us learn or do better, we deeply appreciate that. Also, we got a couple more projects on in the works. We'll be working on a incubator. We just picked up a cooler the other day, so we'll be working on an incubator here before long. Also, as you see, I got built a rack for some of the juvenile snakes and baby snakes that will hopefully be coming next year. So a couple more build videos coming along, and also I'm repping the Reptarium shirt that we picked up when we went to the Reptarium in Michigan, Brian Barczyk's place. Amazing place, loved it. Suggest you go if you can. We also have some videos coming out on some snake updates as well. So appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I'll see y'all later.